Today's case takes baby mama drama to an entirely new level. Meet Stuart Lightfoot, a man who says his one-night stand turned into a nightmare after he claims he was trapped into fatherhood.
You had a one-night stand with this. Maybe the lights were low and that liquor was kicking.
She admits she wanted a baby and did something that'll leave your jaw on the floor.
He's not an ugly brother. Dude, what you doing laid up with that one? I'm gonna need folks to have some dignity about who they sleeping with, because God.
Ms. Adams, Mr. Lightfoot, you are suing Ms. Adams for $3,500 for emotional distress after you say you were trapped into having a baby with her. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, now, Ms. Adams, you say what's in your house belongs to you.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm intrigued. Mr. Lightfoot, tell the court what happened.
Yeah, like you said, Your Honor, I'm suing Tanya for theft and emotional distress for $3,500. I known her for just a little bit of time. And in that little bit of time, we had a one-night stand, and she got pregnant.
When Drake put the hot sauce in the condom, I was here for it, honey. You deserve every bit of caliente in your vagina if you decided to try to steal this man's DNA from the condom. But then again, you shouldn't be sleeping with somebody where you feel like you need to do that. But if you feel like you need to do that, put the hot sauce in the condom.
So you met her. Take me back. How did you all meet?
So I met her in a grocery store. From what I know, is she's a manager at a grocery store or whatever. I was with my homie, Michael, and we were just picking up some crab legs for a barbecue and stuff.
Now I'm hungry, but so you're in there, you're in the grocery store, you're shopping for what you guys gonna have for the barbecue.
Yeah.
And you meet Ms. Adams?
Yeah, I met Tanya Adams. My friend Michael, he known her before. And
All
so
right.
he kind of introduced me to her. I thought she looked good. This was like, wow.
This has to be fake. This has to be fake. There's no way. Maybe we catching her on a bad day, but it looks like every day is a bad day. I am at a loss for words.
This was like 2 years ago.
Okay, so you saw her at the grocery store, you thought she was pretty?
Yeah.
All
He
right.
knows I like to date like kind of like older women.
All right.
And so I saw Tanya.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I saw Tanya. I chopped it up with her a little bit, got her number, this and that, and we've been talking for quite some time, but I didn't we just kind of talked, and then eventually one night we kind of went out. I'd known her for about maybe 6 months.
And one thing led to another.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Adams, you remember that day that Mr. Lightfoot was in the store with his friend, shopping for the barbecue, and you remember meeting them, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
He said he thought you were pretty. Did you think he was handsome?
Yes, Your Honor.
All
Of
right,
course
now.
she did.
Of course she did. We've heard these stories time and time again of men that will get with women so they have a place to stay, so they have a woman paying for different things. Possibly this could be that, but I don't know.
What is the age difference?
I'm 40.
Oh, that's a hard 40. I done seen some women that are 40 and they look good. Okay, they look good. That is a hard 40. I was guessing 50. I was guessing 50 plus.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay, so 12 years age.
She looks much older than 40. He looks younger than, what'd he say, 28, 27? I was thinking he was like 23, 24. So you have someone that looks younger than their age, and then somebody that looks older than their age. That's a diabolical combination. She need to ask him what he's eating so she can start eating that. What is his regimen so she can try to reverse all of this?
I'm the manager. I'm the store manager, yes.
All right, and was getting numbers too?
Well, the thing is, Michael always comes to our store, and we know each other pretty well.
You had a mutual friend?
Yes, we had a mutual friend, yeah. And I'm single, and I was interested, so I thought it couldn't hurt to get to know him.
And so the one night stand, you all were friends talking back and forth. You had
Yeah.
a one night stand. Where was the one night stand?
At my house.
So y'all were at your house?
Yes, ma'am.
And you all were intimate?
Yes, we were.
Did you use protection, Mr. Lightfoot?
Of course, I was always raised to use protection. Don't be a fool. Wrap your tool, and that's something I stand by.
Don't be a fool.
Yeah.
Wrap the tool?
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that one, honey.
Yeah. So I was always
Okay.
taught, and that's what I make sure when I was with her, that I used protection, even though I didn't want to, but I knew this was the most responsible thing to do at the time.
What you mean you didn't want to?
I'm a very busy person. I do stocks. I work in the office. And so, during that time, we were talking, but it was a while ago. That's not who I am anymore, but I was talking to a few different women, and she invited me over, and we happened to have sexual intercourses.
Intercourses?
Sexual intercourse.
So
I'm
that's
sorry.
more than
It
once?
was like
Well, yeah,
three times that night. So.
Yeah, it was.
You said a few times?
Yeah, that's why I like the younger men.
Oh, well, all right. So you like the younger men, so you had sex a few times that night, but every time was protected.
Yes, ma'am.
So why are we here today? If you had protected sex, you say in your complaint, Mr. Lightfoot, that she trapped you into having a baby.
Well, because what happened was, it was like, I had met her, and then like, I don't know, like 9 months, 8 months later or whatever, my homie tells me that, you know, Tanya, she pregnant? And I was like, what do you mean she pregnant? But I didn't really think anything of it. It was just like something brief. And then next thing you know, he tells me that he sees a picture of Tanya's baby and it looks like me and this and that.
Wait, hold on now. So after you all have this one-night stand, it was like a real one-night stand
Yeah,
where
I kinda
y'all didn't
ghosted
even
her.
talk anymore.
Yeah, because I was very busy, and like I said during that time, Your Honor,
Yeah.
I was talking to a few different women.
And
so-
he just stopped talking to
And
me
so, like-
altogether. He totally ghosted me.
Be careful who y'all laying up with, okay? I feel like this was an obvious one not to lay up with her, because this is a nightmare. And not only that, if a baby is born, now the baby is born in this dysfunction.
Did that hurt your feelings that he didn't call back anymore, Ms. Adams?
Of course it did. Yes, yes.
And see, that's why I always tell women, please watch out for these one-night stands, because I don't know what it is today. Young women always want to convince themselves, oh, what the man can do, the girl can do.
I let her
and
know
I get all
what
of
it
that.
was.
But somehow when we get in these situations, am I right, ladies?
This ain't just for the ladies, okay? I know she's doing a whole sisterhood thing, but this is for the men too. One-night stands are dangerous, as you can see. You'll be shacked up with a broad that is in full psychosis. Let's be so for real. This could be detrimental to more than just the sisterhood. Don't be silly. Wrap your willy.
We do not like real one-night stands. We get offended when you don't call back, and the one-night stand, that's technically what it is. Mm-hmm. Am I allowed to say hit it and quit it?
I think so.
I said it, but I mean this with sincerity. If you don't want to have that kind of relationship, be very careful entering into situations where that's what you get, because then the man moves on, you say he ghosted you, your feelings are hurt, but you really wanted him to call back because you were interested in having more of a dating, continuous relationship. Is that correct?
And then why not communicate that? Why are we having these things that we want, but we're not communicating that?
Yes, Your Honor, which is
All right.
what the impression I got was going to be, we're going to have a relationship. I didn't know he was just going to just...
Well, how you
ghost
get
me
that
just like
impression?
I
You
told
didn't even
her.
get invited over for the crab leg.
Exactly, Your Honors. Delusional.
No, not delusional.
No, I'm really not even being,
We were talking,
being mean. My point is this. It's also about in the courting and you understanding what it was about. Did you all used to date outside of the bed? Like, did you all go out on dates before this?
Never. I talked to her small talk, like off and on here and there, and then it was just one night I just happened to invite her out. So let's go out, have a good time, have a few drinks. She invited me over to her crib, have more drinks, and that just led to something else, you know? And I had
So
even
now
told her
I gotta
wasn't
ask
looking
you,
for a
Mr.
relationship.
Lightfoot, before I move on, because I already know what's going on here. Were you kind of giving her an idea that perhaps this could be more than a one-night stand? Were you doing some sweet talking
I was,
to
you
try
know,
to get her in the bed?
Don't hate the play, hate the game.
Yes,
you know what
he
I'm
was.
saying? So
You
like,
got all the
The
same.
answer is yes.
well, like at the end of the day, I felt like I kind of kept it real with her. I kept it a buck. I was kind of telling her, like, she was telling me that she wanted a family, but I was telling her I did want a family, but not right now. Not at
Okay, so
during
you all
this
had
time.
these conversations.
Yeah, we
He
kind
didn't
of
say
talked about
nothing
it a little bit.
Not right now.
I didn't
He
really
knew
want a
how I felt.
relationship.
I told him exactly how I
You don't know this man from a can of paint talking about she want to have a family with him.
You have a one-night stand where you use protection, and what happens?
Well,
How'd
he
the baby
dozed
come?
off. He dozed off. I went ahead and took his condoms out of the trash, and I used a syringe and inserted his sperm inside of me. I looked it up
Stealing.
online. I see how to do it. This is my property, man. You left it in my house. That's my property.
It's your it's
So if it's in my house, it's my property. So following that same logic, if you're a woman in a man's house, your uterus is his property. He can do what he wants with it. Like this is the whole thing is nonsensical.
Leave my wallet at your crib. Now it belong to you. You gonna start taking my cards and start spending my money just
Man,
because
like
it's
I
at your
said,
crib?
Yo,
Wait
Exactly.
a minute, Ms. Adams.
You
Now
ghosted me.
that
I wanted to tell
rationale,
him.
that line of thinking. So you said to yourself, he left. and the condom is still in the trash can, you didn't flush it down the
No, he
toilet?
dozed off.
No,
That's a lesson you learned.
Yes, you're right, Your
Okay,
Honor.
you was today years old when you learned that.
I was young and dumb. I should have listened to my mom. She always told me, if you go somewhere, take all your belongings with you when you leave.
You know
and
the
I
risks
should have never left
involved.
my
You knew the
condoms
risks
there.
involved in the
And-
first place.
All
when
right,
you
so
first got
hold
in the bed
on,
with
hold
me.
on. Now I want to understand this. So you're saying he left the condom, but it was in the trash, and you just took it upon yourself to say, well, you know what? If he left it behind, then it's mine.
Well,
Nasty.
See, I got
Listen
sayings
to me.
too.
Your Honor, I was previously married a few years back, and I had 2 miscarriages, and everybody that know me knows how bad I want a child, okay?
What the hell does that have to do with him? Whether or not you wanted a child and all the things you've been through. I'm sorry that you had those miscarriages, but seeing how you're behaving, maybe, the universe was protecting those babies from being raised by you. I agree, Shadow Soulless. She needs to be in prison for that. It's not enough to just sue the heifer. She need to be in prison.
And my time is short. Okay, at this age, I need to hurry up and have
Your
my
clock
child.
is ticking.
You got that right.
Almost topped.
Yes.
I got it. I
so-
had my son at 41, so I do understand that.
So I had my opportunity. I saw my opportunity and took it. I decided I wanted a baby.
Okay, so you testifying in open court that you saw an opportunity with some sperm from a young man still in your trash, and you decided you were going to take it.
Yes, ma'am.
You know that sperm jacking is a thing, don't you?
Yes, it is.
I never heard of that.
You just said you looked it up.
Well, I looked it up on the internet, but I didn't know it was a thing.
So when you looked it up, you should have looked up to see that this is really happening and it's an issue.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you are admitting in open court that you did not ask Mr. Lightfoot's permission. You all never discussed and agreed to have a child together. You took it upon yourself because the condom was still there.
We discussed it, and now he's saying that he was
never
against
agreed
it.
to have
But
it.
So we're just gonna throw consent out the window. That man did not consent to shooting your club up, okay? It's one thing if he had just shot your club up, then I would be I'm still looking at both of you as goofy, but when it comes to the pregnancy occurring, I'd be looking at both of you equally goofy. He did what he was supposed to do as far as protecting himself by using a condom. You took it upon yourself to just scapegoat consent. Women, we get online and we talk about consent this, consent that, but the moment we want to take consent away from men, then all of a sudden it's, we shouldn't worry about consent. That man did not consent to you having his child.
he was
A child, Your
telling me,
Honor.
yes,
I know
that's
I look
good.
good.
He was
I know I got
he was
muscles. I
down with
look
it.
fit.
No, you was
What
down with it. You know you was
now,
down
you
with
done took
it.
it too far. I was
My
here
shirt
for
a little
all
thick.
of your little sayings, but now you done talked about these muscles. Now hold on. Listen, Mr. Lightfoot, what I want to understand from you is, you're saying that after this one night stand, you never contacted her again, and then all of a sudden, a few months later, then you see your friend. This is your witness.
Yeah, my homie.
Please stand up, sir. I
My
want to
homie,
hear
Michael.
from you, because this is a mess.
Hello, Your Honor. How are you
Please
doing?
state your name for the court.
My name is Michael Lofton.
All right, Mr. Lofton, how do you know Mr. Lightfoot?
I know Stewart from college. We played football together. He was my quarterback. I had been there already a couple of years. I was a receiver. And when he came, we just instantly
Okay, so
clicked.
you all have been together for a while, quarterback and receiver.
He and I have.
Yes.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right. You and him, not you and Ms. Adams.
Exactly.
I get that.
Not like that now. We broke some touchdown records together.
But we
Okay.
didn't
That's
bring
it.
nothing else together.
Yeah.
That was a big pause. Oh, we've been together. Pause.
What evidence do you have related to the emotional distress?
I had to take therapy sessions. I
Okay,
went to
let me have
therapy.
that.
And I can attest to that, Your Honor, because I would take him back and forth to his therapy sessions.
I was tripping, Your Honor. Like, I'm thinking I'm having protected sex. Like, I'm thinking I'm screwing up
You
out here.
ghosted
Like, and
me,
so I
I
needed to
ghosted
talk
you
to
back.
somebody about what
You
was going on
thinking
with me
you're
eternally.
being a responsible player, right? Because
that
you,
time,
you're
yes.
out there doing your thing, but you're using protection consistently.
Yes.
And you didn't see this coming.
Yep.
I
And
didn't
now
see this
here's
coming.
an older woman that's admitting to you,
I was taken advantage of.
I
No.
took the sperm
No.
and I used it to have the baby.
There's no way you could deny that you're taking advantage of him. He did not consent to knocking you up and having a baby with you. So yes, you are taking advantage of him. 1000%. You've taken advantage of his DNA.
Yes, now it's
But
like,
we ain't never had no paternity test.
no, I paid
Okay.
to get one done. I just feel like I was taken advantage of because at the end of the day, I would take care of my child if I have a
You know all
child.
the risks involved
But see-
when you have.
You know all the risks involved when you're having sex. That's why you wore a condom.
Having sex with
Goodness.
somebody, and condoms are
Well,
not 100%.
no, Miss Adams,
either.
hold on now.
It'd be one thing if he used the condom and threw it out and it stayed in the trash. That's completely different from you getting the turkey baster and then extracting the baby juice and then putting it inside yourself. Those are two completely different situations. In one instance, it's genuinely an accident. In the next instance, there is intention behind it. And only on your end, not on his, only on yours. What is wrong with folks?
Now, hold on now. Because you over there, you the older woman, but you giving bad advice.
Like,
Terrible.
If
could be my
you
mama.
have sex with someone and use a condom,
No, we're not gonna do that, okay? This dude right here, you could be my mom. Then why you sleep with her? Don't try to play that age gap thing now. You slept with her. Now you want to throw it in her face that she old enough to be your mama? No, you don't get to do that. You do not get to do that when you willingly go into this situation knowing she's old enough to be your damn mama. Well, maybe not old enough to be your mom, but unless she's lying about her age, but looking old enough to be your damn mama. Don't now try to throw it in her face after you admitted that you like that. Let's not do that, sir.
and you throw that condom away, there should be a reasonable expectation
Go on
that
to the county
that
now.
means that it's trash. It's not for you to dig back out, take a syringe, and inseminate yourself. That's called sperm jacking. That's why I asked you, did you read about it? And you know you did. That's how you know how to do it.
She planned this.
You
Your
should have
Honor.
also read that that's against the law to do that.
Facts. It is against the law. And it shouldn't just be civil. It should be criminal. I don't know. Maybe it is criminal already. But she should go to jail for this and get sued. Okay? He should get his money and she should go to jail because this is sick.
Refine you. That is for you, Mr. Lightfoot, and for you, Ms. Adams, because you know you wrong as the day is long. You ain't even making no sense. Now, my biggest question here is you had the paternity test, and thank goodness the court was able to retrieve those results because I want to know if, in fact, Mr. Lightfoot is the child's father before I rule in this case. So with that said, let's get to these results.
Now, when it comes to cases like this, I never know if these things are real because it seems too, you know what I mean? Like, is this real? Is this fake? I don't know, but we're gonna have fun like it is.
In the case of Stuart Lightfoot versus Tanya Adams, as it relates to the child born to Tanya Adams, Mr. Lightfoot.
I'm so nervous. I hope it ain't his kid. I'm so nervous. But then again, like, I'm scared for the kid because now the kid don't know who the daddy is. Like, it's dysfunctional all around. Whole thing is dysfunctional.
I'm willing to be a father if it's my baby. Like, I don't want people to think, I don't even want her to think like, if it's my child, then I'm willing to like stand up on my 2 feet and be a man and be a grown man, because I don't want to be a statistic, another black father out here running around not taking care of his kid, because I wasn't raised like that. I just feel like she hasn't given me that opportunity.
I appreciate that.
And see, that's sad. He did what he was supposed to do as far as like wearing a condom, and then if that is his child and she's forcing fatherhood onto him, and because he himself is going to be a stand-up man, he's not going to just abandon his DNA even though the baby was stolen. I'm sorry, that's sick. And the first thing he needs to do, if that baby is his, is seek full custody. That broad should not have access to that child ever again. Absolutely not. He should seek full custody.
And in this case, it has been determined by this court that you are not the father.
Wow.
But still, sad. Yes for him, but it's sad for the child. Because now who does that baby belong to? How would I tell you so silly? Out of Pappy. I'm happy for him. I'm sad for the child. She needs to go to jail. And the father of that child, whoever that may be, needs to have full custody of that baby. Oh, that was bars. I didn't even mean to do that, you guys. I would need to clip this just for that.
So that means
Now,
you did
Miss-
this to somebody else?
Hold on now. Hold on. We're not at the club, so
I'm
let's
sorry.
not be dapping
I'm
up
sorry.
because this is very serious.
Yes, ma'am.
And while I understand that it is a relief to you, let's be respectful. Ms. Adams,
Yes, Your Honor.
I saw as soon as I read those results, you just fell over that podium. Mm-hmm. There are certain seasons in our life when maybe we lose ourselves. Maybe we're so desperate to have a child that we do things that are outside of the bounds of decency and the law, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And our moral compass.
You're not even considering what this is going to do for the child. Like, see, outside of all of this, when you're considering having a baby, it should be for the right reasons, not just to have one. Children are not an accessory. Babies are hard work, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of sacrifice. It should be a selfless thing that you're doing when you're bringing life into this world. So these selfish broads, I just want to have a baby. I just want to have a baby. No, you're bringing that child into dysfunction. You're starting them off with a deficit, and that's inherently selfish. Only have kids when you genuinely want to have kids. You want to bring them into this world and give them the best with somebody else. Meaning the man is in the picture, the man is aware, the man has consented to having that child with you. Because this is some foolishness.
You admitted in open court that you did, in fact, steal the semen. That did cause him emotional distress. He did have to go to therapy. And for that reason, you are responsible. So in addition to having this beautiful child, do you know who the father is?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're right.
Well, I'll tell you this. I hope you do. And if you need to make sure of that, do what's necessary to establish paternity for your baby, because at the end of the day, the baby will be looking at you at some point. Like, where is my father? And that's on you. Okay?
Exactly.
It has been determined by this court judgment for the plaintiff for $3,500. Court is adjourned.
She owed him way more than $3,500. That's a crazy amount of emotional distress that she would go through thinking that you're about to have a baby with some decrepit heifer like that. All right, so it says the cost of raising a child from birth to age 18 varies significantly, which is true. But it estimates generally ranging from $200,000 to $375,000. I think bare minimum she owed this man $200,000 because that is exactly what he was worried about. That is the amount of pain and suffering that you have caused this man. Jail time, and then we gonna liquidate them checks once you get up out of jail. Hell, we're gonna liquidate them while you're in jail. Y'all couldn't handle a justice system ran by your girl. We'll put an end to all this foolishness. She doesn't have $200,000. I know she doesn't. But guess what? We're gonna garnish them wages. On that note, I think I'm gonna call it a night.